friends. So spring has finally decided to arrive here in North Idaho, and with that for me means spring allergies. And one of the things that I love to do to help my spring allergies is to drink nettle tea. And so for years, every spring I have gone and found wild nettles to make nettle tea with. And a couple years ago, here on the property that we live on the river, I found a little patch of nettles down by the river. And so I go back there now every year to get my nettles for my nettle tea. And here you can see a spring that's coming out of the hillside, and it's part of the spring network that feeds the well that we get our water from. And there's actually several of these little springs coming out of the hillside here. And nettles love moisture. They love wet ground, and that's where they grow. They're not going to grow where it's really dry. And so on the entire property, this was the only little patch of nettles that I could find, but it comes back every single year. And so this is my spot to get my nettles. And here you can see them with their fresh growth at the top. And that is what I actually want for my tea. I don't take the whole plant. I don't pull up the whole plant. I just cut off the tops for the tea. And you can see that I'm wearing gloves because they're also called stinging nettles, and they're called stinging nettles for a reason, because they do sting you. And if you've ever touched stinging nettles, you know what I mean. And so I definitely want to wear gloves. But here you can see I'm just taking the tops, and that is the part that makes the best tea. Now you can dry out the leaves and keep them stored and make tea from the dried leaves. But this year I just took the fresh leaves and made tea out of that. But you can definitely collect a ton of them and dry them out and store the dried nettles in jars for tea year round if you wanted to. And here you can see I found the shell of what looks to me like a goose egg, and we get a lot of Canadian geese here on the river, and so I'm pretty sure that was a Canadian goose egg. And so what I do with the tops is I will go and I will put them in a big pot and just cover them, just fill the pot up with water. I don't really have exact measurements. I just kind of wing it. And so I put them in the pot and then I cover them with water and I let them simmer, lightly simmer. I don't boil them. And I just let it lightly simmer for about 20 minutes. And then after it's done simmering, I just strain it out into big, I have these big half-gallon mason jars, and I will just strain it into the mason jars and let them, cool down to room temperature before I put the lid on. And then I will store them in the fridge for 3 or 4 days. It really isn't going to last much longer than 3 or 4 days in the fridge. And so then for those 3 or 4 days, I'm just sipping on it all day long. I just have a little cup that I pour it into, and I will sip on this throughout the day. And this really helps my allergies as I'm adjusting to all of the fresh spring stuff that's in the air. So I really hope that you enjoyed this little video. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel and share this video with somebody else you think would enjoy it. And I will talk to you guys in the next video.